Yo, what's up gamers? I wanted to make a guide on Seraphine today, because yeah, I haven't really seen other YouTubers play Seraphine. I don't see Seraphine a lot in my games, and I do think she's very strong, so yeah, I actually played her a lot. So when I started playing the game, I kind of went psycho and just chose one champion and played like 150 games. So the champion I chose was Seraphine. Played 150 games on her, and then I was like, okay, now I understand the game and I will check out some other champions. So I know how to play her, and I think she's very strong. So in this guide I will go over her abilities. Then I will also touch upon the new item, Horizon Focus, because again I haven't seen people really talking about it, and this item is very strong on Seraphine, I feel like. So yeah, I just wanted to show you how it works. If you just want to watch the gameplay, you can skip to that using the timestamps below. So yeah, let's get into it. The abilities of Seraphine. Let's first go over her passive because it's very important. Every third basic ability will cost Echo, casting it again. This means that right now I don't have any abilities cast. When I cast an ability like this, you can see one bar above my head. When I cast another one, you will see it glowing purple, and you will also see my abilities glow like yellow, orange. And this means they will power up, and when I now again use my ability, it will cost 2 times. So as you can see, it costed 2 times. So you can do this very quickly, like this. You have it up again, you can use it again 2 times. So, and all these abilities have special, well, not all of them, but most of them have special things when you do them twice. So the first one doesn't really have one, but it is very important because this one deals increased damage based on enemies missing health. So your first ability, you don't really want to use it at the start of a fight or something. You can of course like poke it down, and it does have a pretty short cooldown, but you want to use it when enemies are low, so you will deal more damage. The second ability is just a shield. In a big area, you shield your allies and you also give them movement speed. But the most important part is when you do it twice, so with the powered attack like I have right now. This ability will actually heal your allies, so it will not only shield them, but it will also heal them. So that's very important. In lane, I will use this, so we're poking and we're fighting, and then I'll wait for my second empowered ability, and then I could just use it to heal up my teammate, and then we can get some sustain. So that's your only way of healing your ADC. And the third one is probably your more like most important ability. It shoots in a straight line, it has a pretty long range, and it slows. So when you just use it, you slow enemies by 99% for 1 second, and if the enemy is already slowed, they are rooted. So this is very important because if you do it twice with the basic, with the empowered attack like this, as you can see, they are now rooted. So this not only works with your third ability, but this also works with other abilities that slow. So one very good matchup you can play is with Misfortune, and I think the gameplay I will show is with a Misfortune, because Misfortune's third ability, she rains down all those bullets and enemies are slowed. And then I can just use my third ability and they will get rooted, because they are slowed by MF's ability. So this is something to keep in mind when you're playing with other teammates who have abilities that slow or something like that. Like if you're playing with a Morgana that has like Rhyalize or something, it's also very, very strong. So keep that in mind, it's very important. And then your last one is your ultimate. Your ultimate ability is a charm. It has very long range, and I will go over like what exactly it does right now. It actually just charms them and slows enemies. But the most important part of using your ultimate is using it the correct way. So as you can see, like it has a range, but it also reaches farther out, as you can see. And what this means is whenever it hits through a champion, so through an ally or through an enemy, it will actually extend it. So it will actually extend very, very far. And I can maybe show you this, like if I do it like this. That's why if in team fights like this in the jungle, it's so strong, because you can actually, like this last dummy right there, I can hit it all the way from like here. So as you can see, they were all charmed, and that's because this ability just extends. It extends when it goes through something. So as you can see, they all hit, even the last one. So this ability essentially has like unlimited range. So I don't know if I can make like, no, I don't think I can do ally dummies, but oh, I can. So if you're doing it like this, I think they will, if you hit it correctly. Like, as you can see, I hit them. So it's just insane. It's an insane ultimate, and this is something to keep in mind. Some very good spots to use it around the map are like in these tight corners around objectives like this. Like this one's my favorite because this one's kind of a straight line. You can shoot it over the wall and they will all get hit like this. But of course you can just shoot it. For example, if you're like here, if you want to do Baron or something, and you have like an ally dummy standing here, or an ally champion, and they're like right here, right? They are fighting the Herald or something. You can just do like this, and you can hit them all because you can shoot it through your own champion to make it go farther. So I hope I understand. I hope I like explained that well enough for you to understand. But it's an insane ability, and I love it when you hit it correctly and get these sick ultimates. They're just the best. So those are her abilities. Yeah, Seraphine is like a burst champion, by the way. So you want to play her like really fast and with all your abilities, so you can like do maximum damage. Oh yeah, one more important thing I forgot. I will quickly buy this item. Another passive she has are her little orbs, or nodes as they will call it. I will show you what they do, because this is also a very important thing about Seraphine. When you use an ability, you can see this orb flying around me, right? And when I use another one, I'll get 2. And when I use another one, I'll get 3. 3 is the max. And this is when you use an ability near an ally, they will all get these orbs. So as you can see, they will all have orbs now. And when you then use a basic attack, all these orbs will fly out and deal magic damage. It's not a lot, but it helps you poke in lane, and it's also pretty strong against turrets actually. So if you're rushing a turret with like 4 people or something, just spam all your abilities so you can get these orbs, and then you can just use this on the turret and it will deal some extra damage. So yeah, pretty important, not like the most crazy thing, but it's something to keep in mind. And now let me talk about the new item. So Horizon Focus, it has a lot of text. We're not really gonna read it. I'm just gonna explain what it does, because it says stuff like 500 units away, and I don't even know how to measure that. But it's just like when you hit an enemy with an ability from like a distance away. Like I believe it's very close, like even from here. See, I can still get the mark from here maybe. No, so it's like around this distance or something, so it's still pretty far away. If you hit it, they will get a mark. If you hit it again, they will get a mark. If you then hit it again, they will get another mark. And at 3 marks, they will get just some extra damage. So it's like a burst item, like a burst magic ability item. It applies 2 marks for immobilizing them. So that's why it's good on Seraphine, because when you use your 3rd ability, I will actually get 2 marks because I immobilize them. And also if you use it like this, as you can see, they will get 2 marks because my ability costs twice. And when it's like this, as you can see, with just 1 empowered 3rd ability, I'll get all the marks. So because I'll shoot it twice, the first one gives me 1 mark, the second one gives me also a mark, but the second one roots the enemy, so it will get 2 marks, and when it gets 2 marks, they will get the extra damage. So it's just a very sick like burst magic item. And for Seraphine, like I haven't really found another champion to play this item with, but with Seraphine it's very, very good, because you can just hit it a lot. Like you can proc it a lot. It doesn't really have a cooldown or anything. So with these burst attacks, you can really just keep hitting that mark. And when you're playing with what's it called, like this one, Imperial Mandate, then it's even more. Just yeah, you apply marks. That's all you do. You're just applying marks, and deal extra damage. So these were the items, these were the abilities. So let's just get into the gameplay, because I feel like this was long enough. Yo, yeah, we're actually playing with Misfortune. So yeah, we're doing a video on Seraphine today. I've made like a guide on how to use her abilities and stuff like that, and this is just the gameplay right now. To the left you can see the items I'm using. Yeah, quite a standard build, but the whole thing about Seraphine is just, and her items, is you're using a lot of mana and a lot of abilities, so that's why you're getting the Archangel Staff, and that's just standard build. Like you build the crystal first, then like the items, your other item, and then build the Archangels like as your third or second item or something like that. And this whole like video and guide and stuff is kind of about the new like Horizon Focus item, because I think it's a very specific item and very good on Seraphine, Seraphine specifically. Yeah, in lane, what I'm doing when I'm playing Seraphine is I'm just poking. She has very long range. You just want to poke from a distance. Try not to get hit. And when you do get hit, use your empowered second ability to get some sustain and heal back up. So you can use it as a shield, but I usually find it much harder to shield an ally at the right time than actually healing them. So yeah, we're doing very good already. Now Gragas is here. Pretty solid gank of him, so not much we can do about it. This Misfortune was was nice to say like sorry or something, but you don't have to like say sorry for stuff like that. So we got a double kill, and yeah, it was just a good gank. So yeah. So as I told like in the beginning of this video or in the guide, but if you skipped it, like one of my things I did to like learn how to play Wild Rift is I picked a role that I thought was fun. So I picked support. Oh wait, by the way, this was kind of my fault, because I was focusing like Senna and wasn't really paying attention to Misfortune, and wasn't really seeing that she was like dying over there, so kind of my fault, but yeah, it happens. So yeah, when I started playing the game, I just picked a role, and I picked like support. I thought support was kind of a way to not really get into the champions as much and just get into the game itself, because I wanted to learn like how the game itself works and what these objectives are and what you have to do and stuff like that. So I just picked support. That way I could also learn to look at the map a lot, and I think it's a very good like starter role. And then I just picked the champion, which I thought like looked cool or looked cute, so I just picked Seraphine. And then just played her like a lot. So I just played her for 150 games or something. I made this goal for myself, so that like if I play her for 150 games, then I know how the game works, and I can start doing other stuff. So I have played Seraphine a lot. I don't play her that often anymore, and I don't really see her getting played actually. Oh, very close to kill Jinx there. But she just overstepped and gave me the kill anyway. So yeah, I don't see Seraphine a lot anymore. And maybe that's because like, I don't know, she's kind of boring maybe for some people. Like, I don't think she's boring, but she doesn't really have these cool flashy stuff like, even if you're playing like Lux, she has like this combo you can do. And Seraphine is more like just heavy burst, just spam all your abilities. Kind of a like brain dead champion, but if you really understand her, then you can really start playing her very smart, like I'm doing in this game, and you'll know like she has quite some depth. It's not that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's not a brain dead champion. You really have to like be smart on how to use your abilities and how you use your empowered abilities. So right here, like I use my second ability to heal up Misfortune, instead of like trying to poke them with my first ability or something, because the heal was more important than maybe me missing an empowered attack. So stuff like that, for example. Here we just we're just getting ganked a lot. Like I feel like this Gragas is here all the time. So, but that's fine. It happens sometimes. And also like junglers, if your jungler is not coming like the whole game or something, it's not. Yeah, like here I was saying like would love a rotation sometimes or something like that, because I feel like we're having Nasus mid and then Shyvana in the jungle, but Shyvana has to farm a lot, so I know she isn't like coming here, and she was doing Herald and stuff like that, so it's not that I'm blaming her. It's just like just one rotation bot or something would have maybe made a difference. I don't really know, but yeah, that's it. And oh yeah, the thing about Misfortune and Seraphine and why it's such a good combo, like I explained this in the guide, but it's all about like oh yeah, by the way, I saw that Gragas was coming because she was I saw my plant, my vision was gone, so I knew there was someone in that bush with what's it called, like sweeping lens or something. But still we died, like that was just bad by us. And bad by me. But yeah, with Misfortune, like she has her third ability. Rainfall or something like that, I don't know what's it called. But what it does is like it shoots down a lot of... oh, here by the way, I quickly cleared the lane. So they get a lot of damage from the tower. Which made it very easy for us to kill them. So yeah, when she uses her third ability, they'll get slowed. When I then use my third ability, they will get rooted. Because your third ability actually roots enemies if they are already slowed. So when you use it twice with your basic or your empowered third ability, that's the whole thing. But you can actually combo it with other champions. So that's why it's so good on Seraphine. Yeah, what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, there's a lot of like controversy, or is it controversy? I don't know. There's just some talk about Wild Rift and the state of Wild Rift by some other YouTubers, and I quickly wanted to say what I wanted to say about it. So the Wild Rift esports is cancelled in the West, and they are only going to keep doing esports for Asia. Some Asian countries, I don't know which ones exactly. So yeah, I just think it's sad. And let's look at this fight first. As you can see, my first ability deals more damage when he's low, so that's why I'm using it when he's low. And right now I'm just keeping my distance, trying to predict where he's going. But Gragas is just way too tanky, so I really can't do anything. I was hoping Nasus would rotate quicker, but it didn't happen, so... Still got him. So yeah, the Wild Rift Esports is cancelled, and what this means, like I have no idea. Like I'm not kind of into esports and stuff like that, but I do feel like if they cancel like the esports, then yeah, I don't know, it feels like they're not supporting the West. And this happened with like with some skins and stuff like that. Like I believe there's a Karma skin that's only for like the Asian servers and stuff like that. Look at that, by the way. Ooh, I even killed the Jinx and they were still so low, and I lived. That's amazing. yeah, so it feels like they're not really supporting the West anymore, and I have no idea what this means. I'm just doing this YouTube stuff like on the side, and I hope in the future I can stream a lot and I can make more videos. It's just that I'm so busy right now. Like, I work 6 days a week and I don't really have the time, and that's why I also haven't really uploaded in quite a while. But yeah, so I'm just doing this for fun. I hope the game is going, is just keep growing and keep evolving and stuff like that, because I really do like the game. It's one of my favorite games right now. So yeah, it's just a shame that that stuff like this happens. Gragas is here. I've used my ultimate. She uses her ultimate. Easy. Look at that combo, man. That's crazy. And this is what I was talking about by attacking a turret, by the way, with your nodes. So right now, if I use my abilities, I'll get these nodes, and then I'll click on the turret, so all these nodes will fly to the turret. You can just clear waves really quickly with your abilities, and then use basic attacks on the turret, so you can get all these nodes, all this extra damage, as you can see. Like, it's not a lot, but it really helps poke them down, so just use it whenever you can. Yeah, so this game is going very well, and the reason why we're winning lane is just because we're like an absolute lane bully. Like, they have Jinx and Senna, which they have also really long range, and sustain. Like, Senna can sustain Jinx and stuff like that, but our poke is just so much more, and we just hit our poke a lot more. So yeah, they were just not hitting enough, and we were. It's just as simple as that. So yeah, Seraphine is an absolute lane bully. She has burst damage. If you build the Imperial Mandate and the Horizon Focus like I am, you will apply marks, and these marks will deal a lot of more like burst damage. So it's also a lot of damage they don't really expect, and that's why I think Seraphine is kind of like a sleeper support right now. A lot of people also don't really know how to play against the Seraphine. Like right here, for example, I can just use my ult, and I feel like we can just hit her and kill her. So yeah, very easy. Also, oh yeah, I don't think I talked about this in the build or in the guide. As you can see, by the way, Seraphine is also an insane wave clearer. Like, with your empowered third ability, and then when they're all low, use your first ability. It's just very easy to clear waves. But your third ability, so what it does, the first time it hits an enemy, it slows. If the enemy is already slowed, they get rooted. If the enemy is already rooted, they get stunned. And this is kind of niche and almost never happens. But I believe when a champion is rooted, and look at this, by the way. Look at that. they really can't do anything. When an enemy is rooted, they can still like use abilities, and when they're stunned, they can't. So that's why it's a stun is better than a root, I feel like. But when does this actually happen? So this actually happens when you use your ultimate. Because if you have your empowered third ability ready, then shoot your ultimate, they get charmed. So when they are charmed, they're immobilized or something, or their movement is impaired. So when you then use your third ability, they actually get rooted. But because you have an empowered third ability, it will hit double. So it will not only root them, but then it will stun them. So I know it's maybe a lot of weird information, but it's actually very useful to know these things when you're playing Seraphine. So if you're just starting, just know that when you have your empowered third ability ready, like this right here, if you shoot your ultimate and then immediately shoot your third ability, they will get charmed, they will get rooted, then they will get stunned. So that's just insane CC chain just by you. And this way you can like almost lock down any champion. Of course, it's not for a very long time, like only for maybe 1.5, maybe 2 seconds or something. But it's still just enough to lock down almost any ADC or carry or something like that. So yeah, I don't know, man. About the Wild Rift like esports thing. I'm not smart enough or something to like talk about it in depth or anything. Oh, look at this. Did you see that CC on Jinx? So I charmed her, then I rooted her, then she got stunned. She couldn't do anything. And I'm dealing a lot of damage, so I don't know, man. I think Seraphine is very underrated. And your second ability, I shield them all, like, it's also very strong to just team fight. So, because Seraphine and her nodes, if you're team fighting, like with 4 enemies or something, like we lost this team fight, okay, we have to back off, but if you're with 4 or 5 teammates and you just shoot your abilities, all these teammates will get these nodes. When you basic attack a champion, they will get, these nodes will fly to them and deal extra damage. So, what's the maximum you can have? You have 5 people on a team, 3 is the max, so 15 nodes. So 15 nodes, maybe each deal in the late game like 50, 60 magic damage. So yeah, that's a lot. That's like 600 damage from one basic attack. Right? Or am I just bad at math? If they deal like 50 damage and then 15, yeah, that's like 600 damage from one basic attack. And it's not like these nodes are hard to get, because you can just, when you use your empowered attacks, they will like activate twice, so you'll get 2 nodes. So with one empowered, so let's see, one empowered let's do some math. So one empowered basic ability in a team fight of 5, that's like 10 nodes. That's 500 damage with like one basic attack. That's still pretty sick, right? And one other sick thing with like these nodes is that they also increase your range, so it makes you very easy to hit them. So right now, like if your whole team has these nodes, like right now, I can't really show it right now, but if your whole team has these nodes, this Vayne is also just easy burst. With Veigar and Seraphine, like she really can't do anything. But your range will increase so much that you can even hit turrets outside the turret range. So yeah, that's I believe that's Seraphine. I believe this is the gameplay. And yeah, I think she's underrated. Please play her. If you're a beginner, she's a very beginner-friendly type of champion. Although I've said a lot of these weird things and stuff like that, it's that is just the technical part. Like, you can just play her without knowing like these small things. But if you really want to go in depth in the champion or stuff like that, then it is very important to know. So yeah, that's Seraphine. That was the guide and gameplay. I hope you enjoyed. As you can see, pretty good. MVP. I believe I even did the most damage, which is weird when you're playing with a Veigar. Yeah, I did 23,000. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.